Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Thought Talk podcast, episode 0. Today is the first edition of this podcast. It will be a monthly podcast from me, as really the rebirth of the Thought Talk series. Well, not the rebirth, but the reincarnation of the Thought Talk series, which wasn't a series. I was gonna make a series, but recording and exporting audio and doing that shit was weird, and it didn't come out perfect. That video, yeah. Um, so I thought, hey, why not do a podcast? This podcast will be uploaded to YouTube, maybe Facebook. I don't know, maybe SoundCloud, if possible Spotify, but I don't know how to do that. So yeah. Anyway. Welcome to the episode. Anyway, let's go over how this will work. First of all, so um this podcast will work. It'll usually just be me once a month doing my usual spiel of shit. I don't know if guests will appear here. If there will be guests, I don't know who. Maybe friends talking about shit. And it's mainly just gonna be shit off the top of my head as it comes up. I'll give myself a rough track of what to follow. Anyway, welcome to episode 0. This is aptly titled "I Hate Work," and I do because yeah. So yeah, what's been going on since the last time I uploaded? So the last time I uploaded was the last video I uploaded to YouTube was the stream highlights. Now those stream highlights were from I'm hesitant to say the end of the mid-year. That video was uploaded after mid-year break between term 2 and term 3. Might be the break between term 3 and term 4. I'm honestly not too. I'm gonna say term 3. Because that was a while ago. And the Thought Talk even earlier. I'm not even sure if that was this year or last year. In fact, I can check that right now. So the Thought Talk video itself came out on, let's see. Ooh, shit. I don't even think do I have this? Do I even have? 20, it's 22nd of the 5th. Is it? No, it's the 21st of the 7th. 2018 is when I wrote that. Is when I finished the Thought Talk script. So it would have came out about 2 weeks later. So it's been over a year. Holy shit. Since I uploaded the Thought Talk video, and I can't even remember what was that script about. Fuck. I just closed the fucking file explorer, the file of it. Oh shit. Fucking goddamn, I hate my laptop. It's fucking travel, thumbnails, scripts. So 18th of the 8th. Fuck, where'd all my Thought Talk shit go? the earliest one I have is 21st of the 7th. And what was that? Thoughts? Yeah, there we go. There we go. It was about like my fucking YouTube channel. Now, that's a bad. We're not gonna do that for this. We might, I don't know, but it's generally just gonna be what's some. It's gonna be some personal shit here, and it's like me going on with life. So, yeah, current. You might be thinking, why is this episode? Fuck, that's a great way to start the podcast. So this episode is about work and like work. I hate work currently. I'm not saying my job because I don't have a job. I'm saying like working in general, like schoolwork, homework, fucking housework, that shit. So yeah, recently I've been doing some stuff. I've been trying to transfer. I'm trying to get into a different school than my current school. And I'm also currently in year 10. So with year 10 is the last year with the regular school curriculum before you head into VCE, which is the Victorian Certificate of Education, or VCAL curriculum, which is Victorian Certificate of Applied Learning curriculum, one or the other. Um, and that starts at year 11. Now, to get into the VCE curriculum, you must pass year 10. Alright? School I'm trying to get into requires to pass year 10 for you to get into it. Now, I'm a lazy cunt, alright? Most people who know me would know that. If you understand my YouTube channel, you would know that. My stream, you'd know that. I'm lazy. I don't upload. I don't stream a lot. I'm lazy. Anytime I put out some kind of rough schedule, I don't even stick to it. I just completely disregard it. Anyway, that happened, and fucking. So I'm trying to move into school, and it requires to pass year 10. And I did nothing for the entirety of term 3. I was going through some rough stuff, personally wise, friends, shit, that stuff. Really just trying to find out socially where I'm at, because earlier in the year, some personal stuff went down, to do with friends, and that really shook me for the rest of the year. And it really hit me off balance. It knocked me for 6. I was, caught out. So because of how I was doing socially, it really hurt me academically. My grades dropped fucking disgustingly. I went from, in year 8, in year 9, and above the level. Our grading system is at the level, which is expected level, below the level, emerging, and then above that is above the level and well above the level. There's no A, B, C, D, or like number grading system. It's you're at the level. You're in this rough bracket of acceptable fucking skill for this. Now I went from an above the level student generally to an at the level student. Now I'm somewhere between. Now I'm somewhere between the. Now I'm somewhere between a below the level student and an emerging, which doesn't feel good. Because as someone who used to be very high academic achiever, in primary school I was top of my class. I was really, really good at basically all subjects. And that was that was just of pure smarts. But now as things come to the pointy end of my general schooling, I'm doing no work. Well, I am now. I've been doing no work, and I let my social life dictate what happens academically. Now that happens with everyone, I'd like to think. Like to think that if you aren't doing well socially, it is affecting your work ethic and your academic and work life. And I'd like to say that it's usually the case. Because if you're feeling shit, you're working shit. You know what I mean? So, because of that blow, because of bad shit that happened early in the year, something bad shit that happened for 4 weeks. No, that happened for 8 weeks. Fucked me up for practically the rest of the year. Up until late September. It's 2 months in. 2 months, 3 months, March. March was when the first term ended, I believe. March or February. No, February is when we went back, so April. Late April. Early April. I can't fucking remember when first term ended. Over an 8-week period. Bad shit happened to me socially for an 8-week period, and that fucked me up for like 12, 16 weeks. I did nothing for 2 terms. I did nothing for term 1. Term 1, shit was going down very quickly. Term 2, shit was still going down. Term 3, shit hit rock bottom. It's amazing how positive humans love to look at. All humans are pessimistic. No one. I would like to say that majority of humans are pessimistic. We always like to bicker and bitch about the bad shit in people, and it's very, very hard to look at the good things in people. Now, I'm sure everyone's heard the fucking motivational quote, it takes more muscles to frown than it does to smile. Why do I feel that might scientifically be true, but people have been frowning so long that it's just comfortable at this point. And it sucks how negatives take such a big toll on people. Like, it's so easy to overlook the good things. You look at a person, and you judge them at face value. Don't judge a book by its cover, as everyone says, yet no one really takes that to heart. And that sucks. That really does suck. And I hate it. I hate it. Because negatives will tear it. Bad things. It's like you go out for a dinner. And you go to 2 different restaurants in the same week. And you will. Let's say you go out to 2 different restaurants on a Saturday and a Sunday. The same shit happens that day, same shit happens on Saturday as it does on Sunday, except for what happens at that restaurant and that restaurant itself. So you go into this restaurant, let's say you go to a Japanese restaurant, because I'm a weeb, and you get this really good ramen, and you taste that ramen, and you go, fuck, this is really good ramen. This is amazing ramen. No, scratch that. Start again. You go to a restaurant, and the food there is amazing. You go to a Japanese restaurant, and the food there is amazing. You get this bowl of ramen, and you go, fuck me, this is the best bowl of ramen I've ever had. But the customer service is shit. People are just generally cunts. Alright? Like the waitress who's serving you is being a bitch. Like, you go up to pay the bill. The guy who's manning the desk is a cunt. Like, yeah, but the food and everything else, apart from customer service, amazing. When you're in the Uber home, or a car home, why did I say Uber? When you are in a taxi, Uber, whatever, or when you're in a car on the way home, and you start talking, and you were out with a person that night, and you just talk to this person, you bring up that meal. What's the first thing you bring up? Shit customer service. Because the negatives are at the front of your mind. You go, that was shit customer service, and then you go, yeah, but the food was great. But the fucking customer service sticks with you. It's like that with me. That one bad fucking minuscule period of time in the grand scheme of things fucked up my life, fucked me up for the entirety of a fucking year, practically. So right now, when I went for an interview to get into my school, let's get back on track here, to the school I want to get into. I was asked a whole bunch of questions, and I was in there with my mum. And the guy goes, Are you expected to get a year 10 pass? And I said, quite frankly, I don't know. He says, we'll have to look at your results. He says, if that's a no, we will hold a position for you, and you'll take the results from the end of this year, and we will use that to determine whether you got a year 10 pass or not. So, I'm not expected to get a year 10 pass, as it was at the beginning of this term. It's currently 3-4 weeks in. And I realized, fuck, I need to get out of the school I'm in, because quite frankly, it's making me miserable. It's making me unhappy. There have been 2 times, ever since I came back to Australia, no, ever since I moved to Melbourne, my life at school has been shit. That's been for the past 6 years. Longer. I moved here when I was 9. So yeah, 6 years. It's been shit. It's been really shit. Both the primary school I went to, it's not been great. And the high school I'm currently in, it's not great. I lost my train of thought. Fuck. Oh yeah, that's right. I need to get out of this school. I'm like, shit, I need to get out of this school. It's making my life miserable. The school I'm trying to get into seems really great. It seems really, really good. The people there are friendly. The people there are nice. Everyone's good to you. Like, it's clean. Like, if you know the school I'm in, and you've seen it, it is the dirtiest fucking place. It is a cesspit. It's not good. And, it's people there are lots of cliquey groups there. It's very popularity based there at my current school. Whereas in the school I want to get into, of course there are going to be friendship groups, but everyone seems very welcoming. At least for the time I've been there, and at least for the time I was there, experiencing it through the tour, interview, all that, this, that, and the other. Yeah. Now, I'm doing a lot of work at night. I'm doing more work than more hours of homework than I think I've done in my entire life. I've been doing 2 to 3 hours a night. So, yeah, my headset keeps cutting out. It's weird. Oh, fuck. I've been doing 2 to 3 hours of work a night. And, it is putting a stress... Like, I'm stressing the fuck out. Because I need to... I have exams at the end of this term, and they will... Not only will my cats, or common assessment tasks, which are like the end of term tests. Not only will the cats determine if I get in or not, if I pass, so will my exams, even though they're mock exams preparing me for next year. So not only am I having to do homework for this term, which is an impossibly small term. It's a 7-week term. The first 3 to 5 weeks is cramming a term's worth of work in. And then for the next 2 to 3 weeks, it's exams. It's a 7-week term. It's incredibly small. I'm actually pretty sure that the first term was longer. I don't know. I think it's about 11 weeks, and then term 2 was 12 weeks, and this one's 7 weeks. So by comparison, it's really short. Especially since we have exams, and that runs for a week, 2 weeks. Yeah, since exams run for 2 weeks, I have cats. I have to prepare for cats, do homework, and then I have to recap an entire term's worth of work, which I haven't completed. So I need to do math. I need to do English. English I actually scored pretty well in. I need to do pop culture. Pop culture I flunked. I got emerging for that. Alright? I did really shit for pop culture. Business management. Now I'm not a big numbers guy. I hate math. Why I chose business management, I honestly don't know. I got a working towards, which is below the level. It's called working towards and then emerging. I got working towards for that. And economics, working towards again. If that, maybe emerging. English literature I got at the level 4, which I'm honestly not too surprised about. Math I did get at the level 4, which I'm really happy for, because my math grades usually fucking suck. But I'm having to cram a whole lot of work, which I've quite frankly just missed. Which I've quite frankly just not done. Because of my own stupidity. My own, like, people will tell you throughout your entire life, because everyone will develop some sort of bad habit and some sort of bad routine. People will say, if you keep on doing this, you are going to regret it and bad things will happen. And you go, yeah, whatever. And they will describe that. They will keep on saying, you will end up in a fucking ditch. You will end up, like, they describe it in really bad, like it's super, super bad. And you go, yeah, whatever. They're probably over-exaggerating. Then it actually happens to you. You get to that point of badness, and it's worse. It's worse than they describe it. And they're describing it like it's the end of the fucking world. And that's because it feels like it fucking is. It's not the end of the world. No, it's the end of the fucking universe. That's what it actually feels like. And that's what it feels like for me. Because term 1, 2, and 3, all I did was play video games. That's all I did. I did no work. I played video games. I binged a lot of anime. I'm actually kind of happy for that, because now I'm ascending. But weeb ascension is non-essential to getting a fucking job. Sorry, good education. Let me correct myself. Like, I did fucking nothing. And I was told continuously, Fraser, if you do this, your grades are going to drop, you're not going to pass your 10, you are going to have to repeat. And I go, how bad can it be? It's gotten there, and it's worse than they describe it. It's like, I am fucking dying here. And I've put myself under this pressure, which, quite frankly, could have been avoided easily. Because I know I'm smart. Now, that sounds very arrogant. That sounds like, at TwitchCon, DM Brandon had a panel, and he had Dust on it. Dust. Also known as Michael Duarte, commonly known as Dust. And he says, I would like to think that I am above the average person. And he said that in terms of skill, because he speedruns video games. Now me saying that I am smart sounds kind of similar to that. I'm pretty smart. I'd like to say I'm smarter than the average person. Well, than the average person my age. I would like to think that. It sounds very arrogant, and it is, you know. But I do a lot of self-reflection. Yeah, and like, I know I can I'm doing it. But I'm slowly falling off the edge. I'm slowly getting back into these shitty routines of doing fucking nothing but watching YouTube. And I have a cat right now. I have my pop culture cat, in fact. The subject I did the worst at, I have the cat for right now, and I'm supposed to be doing at home because I'm doing a group activity by myself. And I'm under the pump, and I'm fucking wasting away, and I'm wasting the time which I need to do it. And I've got one more lesson. Next lesson I have to hand it in, and I'm behind. I've got it nowhere near fully completed, and it's fucking painful. It hurts me to do. It hurts me to say. Because I was in a bad place when I found out the day I found out I wasn't getting in. My brother was actually going for the same, has applied for the same school as me. And the day we went for the interviews, my brother got in. I went in second. I was told I wasn't going to get in unless I got a pass. Now you might be thinking, that's not that bad, at least you weren't fully rejected. It's pretty bad because I know how badly I fucked up. In fact, it's worse than being fully rejected. It is. The feeling of it's worse. But it's a good thing, because that was like, I fucked up, I need to work really hard, and now I've been building this work ethic, and I'm letting it all go to fucking waste, and I hate myself for it. Like, I'm not in a state of depression. I'm not depressed about it. I was pretty depressed earlier this year. After bad shit happened, when I say bad shit, you guys can kind of get it. After that bad shit happened socially earlier this year, I was pretty fucking depressed until, like, for a pretty long time. Shit wasn't going well. I didn't feel good. Now I'm not depressed. I am not going through a stage of depression currently, which is sick. It's great, lovely. But I'm just fucking angry. Depression. What's common in a lot of people with depression is self-hate. That they aren't good enough. And I'm not depressed. I just hate myself for putting myself in this position. I'm not like, I hate myself and I will kill myself. I'm like, I hate myself. I need to fix this. And quite frankly, I'm trying to, except I'm being a dumb cunt. Yeah, it's a pain. It really is. It's a big fucking pain. Like, it's just, I'm getting there. I'm doing this work. I'm determined to get there. Even if it's fueled by an unhealthy addiction to energy drinks. I'm not saying I'm addicted to energy drinks, it's just that I don't really work when I don't have one. It's just that I come home, I'm fucking deflated, and I sit in bed all day jerking off to hentai and fucking drink and watching YouTube. When I have an energy, like, when I started doing my 2 to 3 hours of work, I'd come home with an energy drink, I'd put it on my desk, I'd sit at my desk and I'd sip it as I did 3 hours of work. Then after that, it'd be about 8 or 9 o'clock. I'd go downstairs, I would get some food, eat some food up here, and then I'd start writing a book. I'd started writing a book, which we'll go into later, but which we'll go into now, because I'm going to wrap this segment up, because now it's just me bitching and moaning and complaining too much, which I know you guys don't like to hear. TLDR, don't let yourself get into listen, when people tell you, if you do this, you're going to end up fucked. I love my headset, it keeps on cutting out. TLDR, listen to people when they say, if you keep on doing this and you are in this bad habit, you will end up you will end up a fucking slob up shit creek without a paddle. You will. And take that to heart, because it's worse than they say it is. They slightly sugarcoat it. They don't even coat it with sugar, they coat it with fucking salt. And yet what it's really coated with is fucking metal fucking glass shards. It's bad, and you are eating. It's not the icing on the cake. It's not It's not sugarcoating it. You're not sugarcoating a cake. It's not sugarcoating a cake with sugar. They're making it like they're sugarcoating a cake with salt. That's what they're doing. When really it's a cake being coated with glass shards and you're biting into that cake. Don't bite it. Don't let yourself get into that position. Anyway, as I said, I started writing a book. Sweet. Now, it's not a non-fiction book. It's not going to be a biography. It's not going to be an autobiography. It's not going to be non-fiction. It's completely fiction. Well, not completely. It's weird. It's called The Forest of Serenity. Now, for the lack of a better name, it's called The Forest of Serenity. And I started writing it at the beginning of this term. Because a friend of mine, she was writing a book, and I love writing. Writing is one of my strong points. I'm very good at writing. I can write essays pretty damn well. I can write stories really well. And that's not me being arrogant. That's me basing it off of my previous grades. Heck, I did English last term. English was my best subject. I got above the level for that. You might be thinking, yeah, but you used to get well above. I know, because I'm a fucking idiot. If you were to look at my reports over the past 4 years, my high schooling life, over my entire life, you could actually no. I used to struggle since my late primary school and high school life. I've been very, very strong at writing. I haven't always been. In fact, in grade 1, 2, and 3, when I was living in Dubai, I did these English support classes. It was language support, I believe. And I did it because I was very bad at speaking. My sentence structure was poor. I couldn't write sentences well. I didn't know how to formulate sentences. My vocabulary was very off. My grammar, my punctuation, basically practically everything to do with English and English writing was very off. And I did that for about 2 years. I did that up until I did it for 2 years, grade 3 to grade 4, and I left Dubai mid grade 4. Yeah, fuck. That was a long time ago, but now I really picked up an affinity for it, and I'm really good at writing. So I started writing this book. It's called The Forest of Serenity, and it's about that. I can't really say what it's about without spoiling it, because the book I'm writing really off the top of my head. I like to plan out my books. Well, I haven't written a book. I write a few short stories, usually non-fiction. I usually like to go in with a plan of this will be the main topic. This will be the first part. I split it into parts and not chapters. This will be part 1. This will be part 2. This will be part 3. Confrontation, characters, blah blah blah. I like to plan it out. And so I'll plan it out. And there's someone. I'm looking outside my window, and there's someone driving up the driveway. I'm pretty sure it's my neighbors. I don't know. No, it's a red. Is it? I don't know. It's creepy. Welcome back. Welcome back. Had a short little fucking interruption by my mom. And so I'm writing this book. I can't really I like to plan out my books. I like to plan out my stories. And not necessarily the content, but what each part will be based around. Characters, all that, this and the other, confrontation. But with this one, I really just went into it blind. I've been writing off the top of my head. I have a rough idea of what the story is about. it's called The Forest is Rain. This guy wakes up. This guy, it's set in a set in a forest. Duh. Um, and it's very serene. Um, yeah, it is kind of. Yeah. But this guy wakes up in this house, and it's not synopsis. Synopsis is guy. Something happens to him. He's now in his mind. He's now figuring out why he's trapped in his mind in this fictional place within his mind that his mind has created, and like what the reason is for it. But he's not necessarily concerned, and like he needs to. He. It's strange. Sky being a guy. Who the fuck is that? Someone walking down my street from the house next to me. I don't know. It's strange. I like looking out my window though. It overlooks Chadston, which is like the main shopping center in Melbourne. I can't say much, because then I start spoiling it. This guy, he's trapped inside his mind. It's weird to describe. He doesn't know why he's in his mind, why he's been really trapped like it. There's this girl inside his mind too. It's not a real girl. It's a fictional person, or at least he believes so. I might be throwing that in there just to make you think, oh, fucking, but maybe not. I don't know. You have to find that out once I finish it. But he's in his mind. He doesn't know why he's there. He doesn't know if he'll get out, but he's not particularly fussed about it. And it's really just a day-to-day. It's the book's really just a day-to-day account of his time there, and it's not done like a log. It's done from his perspective, and it's written weirdly in the first, in like in the present, past, and future tense. It's weird. Like he'll be talking in past tense, and then he'll be referring to something that's happening right now, which is weird, and it doesn't really work. Like if you like you learn that don't if you're writing in past tense, don't all of a sudden write in present tense and then go back to past tense and then go to future tense. It's actually mostly written in past and present tense. Um, and he will he'll say that we did XYZ thing, we came here, I stubbed my toe on a I I've stubbed my toe on about 3 rocks. If I do this anymore, I stubbed my toe on 3 rocks. So like me and this girl, we were walking down to this place, and I stubbed my toe on 3 rocks. If I do this anymore, I'm gonna draw blood. Now that's an altered line from one of the chapters in it, and it's a big book right now. It's the biggest story I've ever written. It's written weirdly, and like I like to describe a lot. This guy is really emotionless, and the girl he's with is kind of like the antithesis of him. She's very childish. She's very immature, yet she's also very seductive and lustful, and she's a bit of a seductress. But she's mostly very childish in her way. And that was and that was inspired by that character herself. That kind of personality is inspired by Nora from Henrik Ibsen's play A Doll's House, which I'm currently studying at school for literature. And Nora is very childish, yet she's also yet she can also be pretty flirtatious. But she's not really a narcissist like Nora is. She's just taking the childish yet flirtatious and seductressness out of it. She's usually acts very immature. This character in my book, and it's like I really enjoy. I'm really enjoying writing it, but I've really hit a wall because I've just finished. Allow me to check. I just finished chapter open. Going just fin. Well, I didn't just finish. This was about a week ago, which is a long time. Just finished chapter 10. And after that, I hit a fucking wall. I'm thinking, what do I do? Like, how do I go from here? Because so far it's been, he's woken up, he's met this girl, they went to this place, he told a bit of his, like, his past to her, he goes to bed, wakes up, goes to a different place, she's kinda off, he's kinda off, they're trying to work things out. He does. This is like they've known her for. He's known her for a day, and yet they've got pretty they're like even though they're complete antithesis of each other. I wouldn't say complete, but they are a pretty good antithesis, a pretty solid antithesis of one another. And they've got really good banter. Um, and it's like she's off, and then they try and work to resolve it, and they kind of do. And now now he goes to sleep, wakes up, same place, fucking, now he's going to do something else, uh, do another activity. It's it's predictable currently. Like, how do I change this up? But like, that's why I like writing this book. And why I don't want to change it. I'm having two very conflicting arguments with this book currently. Um, and I'll try to tell you more about it as soon as I can. I'm not bound by any NDA, any contract or anything to write this book. This is purely out of my own, it's purely out of my own, off my own volition, on my own volition. I'm not really sure how to use the word volition correctly. Um, I like to say out of my own. I'm gonna say on my own. This is being done on my own volition. I'm not really sure. I'm not like. Yeah, I don't know where to go with it. Something else I want to do with it is I like streaming. I actually really enjoy streaming, except it's just the hassle of it. And like, I want to stream BDR. Can't stream BDR. Fuck me, I guess. And BDR's Black Desert Online, because it runs like a janky piece of shit when I try and stream it. Can't stream any other game on the PC because my brother's on it. I don't really want to stream the majority of the shit I do on PS4 because A, it's not funny, B, it's not entertaining, B, C, I don't have a lot of time to do it. It's a lot of setup and hassle, and yeah. But I enjoy it. A lot of the time, I do enjoy it. I enjoy streaming. So I'm thinking, how do I take my current passion, my current interest, my current hobby, which is writing this book, and how can I combine that for my enjoyment with my enjoyment of streaming? Let's see. Why I stream me writing a book? Here's the problem. No one actually does that on Twitch. So I fired off an email to the Twitch help team, this, that, and the other. And I'm just like, hi. Am I breaching terms of service and community guidelines by doing this? What can I write and what can't I write? And is it even possible? Is it something that's feasible? Like, what community would suit this? Because like the creative community is no longer the creative community. It's split up into art, music, just chatting, this, that, and the other. So there's no solid creative community, like tab on Twitch anymore. So that means I can't really do that. There is no writing tab. There's no writing community. There's the art community, and that's the biggest one. And then you get music. That's another form of the creative community. There's no solid creative community, which sucks, because if there was, then I'd slip right in there, I'd like to think. So I'd fire off an email. I'm waiting for a response to see if this is actually possible, and if it is, expect me revealing more about this book and you being able to read the what you can. I'll try posting on my Twitter, but my Twitter account has temporarily been suspended because I called Ricky Berwick a retard because he's being a cunt to Dust, because with Dust about his comments before about him saying I'm the average person, which I believe he is, and Ricky Berwick's just being a cunt. I made a little joke. It's like, Ricky, you're retarded. you are in no position to argue with anyone ever because of it. And like, haha, it's taken straight, and then fucking now my account's been temporarily suspended. Unhappy. So really like to be able to do that. That seems fun. Uh, I'd, I'd like to think that I'd be the first one on Twitch to do it. Um, and I don't think there's an audience for it, to be perfectly honest. Well, I do think there's an audience like to see people. If people like drawing, people should like writing. Because like drawing is like the visual expression of writing and thoughts, kinda, right? I'd like to think that. Because if I say, all right, let's see, let's take Rem from ReZero. Rem stands by a window, staring out of it, tears slowly rolling down her eye in her maid costume. She's smiling though, sun, sun beaming on her face. Early morning. The window is slightly open, breeze coming in, and curtains wavering in the breeze. If I were to draw that, like, it's like taking a description of a setting and drawing it, or character and drawing it. It's really like putting what you see in words. It's cool. I like to think some people will be interested in like different writing styles on Twitch and like seeing how things go, how things progress. Because quite frankly, there's not like if I were to upload me, like I recording. This is where it's better on Twitch than it would be as a YouTube video because no one wants to watch someone write because there's no engaging commentary. It would be me commenting on the direction of the book the direction of the book and where it's going, what's currently happening, blah 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 blah. There'd be no user interaction because this book is being written like has no input from anyone else except me. This is my book. This is mine, my story. I don't want people, I don't want outside people to fucking tamper with it because this is a passion project of mine. And yeah, it's fuck like it's really not much. Like I would love to. Like you couldn't upload that as a YouTube video. There would be very little to no audience. The views you'd have would be people accidentally clicking on it. Whereas on Twitch, you have subscriber interaction. Sorry, viewer interaction. You'd have people talking and like talking. You'd be going like, I'm thinking about going this direction. You're like, oh, that's cool. Why? Why's that? I'm like, well, here's why. Elaborate upon it, and you can have really cool discussions like about like the characters and stuff, and like where that book is heading live. And that I feel like people would prefer to watch that kind of stuff on Twitch. It's the fact it's writing that's really bothering me. Um, yeah, like that's annoying. So that's my current hobby slash interest. Video games have really taken a back seat. A whole lot of cool video games have come out. I wanted to do the Destiny 2 raid. I wanted to do Leviathan raid on Destiny. The cunts I was gonna do it with flaked out. And apart from that, honestly, I'm bored as shit. I started playing video again. Haven't played it in 2 weeks. I'm trying to grind my Kunoichi to level 56, but right now I have to get on the grind, and I have to get on the other grind, which is my work, and study, as I said before. But Christmas is coming up. It is currently the 30th of October, day before Halloween. And if you know Australia, you'd know that no one celebrates fucking Halloween here. No one does. It's kids who do. Kids will go up there like, oh, yeah, fucking America does it. Like, there are Halloween parties and shit, but no one actually goes trick-or-treating. No one. It's an American tradition. It's not an Australian tradition. And even though there are Halloween parties, it's usually among people my age, and we get no one. It's just a party to us. But Halloween's coming up, and that also means coming to the end of the year and Christmas. Now, this also means a whole lot of really good games have just come out. In fact, on Friday, Thursday, I'm pretty sure, last week, because today is the 30th of October. Last week, on Thursday, I believe, Red Dead Redemption 2 dropped. Earlier this month, on the 30th, which today, I'm pretty sure, 21st. 21st? Am I right in saying that? 20th, 21st, 17th, 18th? About this bracket from like 27th, I'm going to say 28th I'm going to say 17th to 28th is about the area where My Hero 1's Justice dropped, which is a fucking like Naruto Ninja Storm's Universe 2 kind of arena brawler fighting game. Soul Calibur 6 dropped. I am very, very, very interested in Soul Calibur 6 currently. That is one of the games I really want to pick up this Christmas. Because the fighting games I've played are Injustice 2, a little bit of Mortal Kombat X and Mortal Kombat 9, and Dragon Ball FighterZ, and For Honor. For Honor, I wouldn't honestly class it. Well, it is a fighting game, but it is more of a brawler, third-person brawler. Because there are combo. It's strange. It's kind of like the Odd Sheep Out. It is a fighting game, but it's has no really it's its own thing. But like Mortal Kombat, Injustice 2, and Dragon Ball FighterZ, they work on the 2D plane. The fucking on one side you have this character, on the other you have another, and it works on the X. It works on the X and Y axis. There is no 3D rotation of characters like Tekken, and Soul Calibur. And it works on like Mortal Kombat and Injustice 2 and Dragon Ball works on knowing combos, knowing really long strings of combos, and chaining moves, which is like that for all fighting games. But Mortal Kombat works on knowing your highest damaging combo. And it's like it's like once you've got a hit, you can go into infinite combos in Dragon Ball. And in Mortal Kombat, there are infinite combos. In Injustice 2, there are infinite combos. Actually, I don't think there are for Injustice 2. But I know there definitely are for Dragon Ball. There are infinite combos. But unlike Tekken or Street Fighter, or Soul Calibur, sorry, it's not like you get hit, you get dropped to zero. It's like you have it's on timing and knowing your moves and like Tekken. Attacks and stuff and like guarding. It's a lot more guard focused than it is attack focused. And there is a designated guard button which I'm not used to. I'm used to walking backwards and auto guarding. But no, I have to manually hold down the guard button and then press down and hold the guard button to guard lows instead of just walking backwards and crouching, which I find strange because I got to play the demo at the Melbourne Esport Open. And honestly, it blows my mind. I do want to try it out because it does look fun. It does look really fun. Having create a character, like being able to create your character and then take like a play style of like, it's so cool. So cool. That's cool to me. Apart from that, I pre-ordered Anthem a while ago. So I can't wait for that to drop. Honestly, apart from that, there aren't many video games I really want. Red Dead Redemption is the last video game I honestly want to get. People go, "Oh, it's the best story game this year." The gameplay to me, it's like The Witcher. The Witcher never dragged me. It's like The Witcher to me. Witcher never dragged me in because if a game's not fun to play, people will drop it. Because a game fundamentally has to be fun to play. You can have the best story in a video game ever, but if it's not fun to play, people don't want to play it. I love Mass Effect for that reason, because I enjoyed the gunplay in Mass Effect, and the customization and all that and the other. in Mass Effect, and that's why I think Mass Effect Andromeda is one of the best Mass Effects out of all of them. People say it's one of the worst. Animation-wise, yes, but like it has a very good story. It's got a cliche story, going to a new universe, you being like the hero and like saving the not a universe, going to a new galaxy, saving this galaxy, and like, you know, yeah. But it's done pretty well it's done really well, and the gameplay is a lot more fun than it was in Mass Effect 1, 2, and 3. Gameplay is 10 times better. Um, and it had a really good story, and that's why I really enjoy the Mass Effect games. But Red Dead Redemption, I've tried it. I tried the first one, didn't like it. Tried the second one recently. Recently I tried the second one, didn't like it. Really didn't like it. It's got really good like reality-based combat, like where it's like you crouch behind a thing. All cover is destructible. All cover is destructible, and it weaves story in well. But the gunplay just it doesn't feel fun. It's not fun to me, and I don't like the Wild West. And this is personal. Like this is my personal opinion is I personally dislike the Wild West theme. I don't like it. Wild West is dumb to me. It annoys me. Like it's I don't like the Wild West theme. Um, that's why I didn't like Red Dead Redemption 1. I know. That's anyway. Sorry about that. My mum again. That's why I didn't like Red Dead Redemption 1. That's why I don't like shit like the Lone Ranger. That's why I didn't like True Grit. I know, like you either grow up being. It's like there are three types of things kids grow up wanting to be. You either want to be an astronaut, a cowboy, a ninja, or a soldier. Four things. You want to be one of those four. Well, it really comes down to two. You're either an astronaut or some spaceman fucking thing, or you're a cowboy. And I am no cowboy. I was Star Wars guy, and I still am Star Wars guy. I love Star Wars. Um, like I want to be a cowboy or I want to be an astronaut. You either grow up being the sci-fi guy or the cowboy guy. And I really don't like the Wild West. It doesn't appeal to me. I get people love the lawless gunslinger fucking American vibe thing, but it never did it for me, and it still doesn't. That was my brother. Um, you grow up being one or the other, and I really don't like the Wild West. Like it's just like Wild West just isn't as good as sci-fi. Putting that out there, it's just not as good. It's not. You can do so much more stuff with sci-fi. You can break the rules of reality with sci-fi, whereas with Wild West, you need to stick to a time period and certain code, which you do have to do with sci-fi, but you can explore it and you can, change it up. Um, so yeah, God of War, people have been saying is really good. I don't like it. I never played the God of War series. I didn't get into it. Um, it's all right. It looks very, very good. It is I people are saying Red Dead Redemption is going to take Game of the Year. Personally, I would like to see God of War take it. Even though I never played the games, didn't like the combat, didn't like any of it. What I did really like was the characters and the story. God of War is great. It's a beautiful looking game. Spider-Man, another one of the huge games that came out this year. Don't like it at all. Spider-Man is one of my least favorite Marvel characters. My favorite's Deadpool because Deadpool's sick. Like, you can't not love Deadpool. Um, but like the story, it's same thing as same thing as God of War. Story, really cool. Combat, same. It's a Marvel arc. It's the Arkham formula in Marvel style, in the style of Marvel. Same combat as Arkham, just different abilities because it's Spider-Man. And I hate the button mash fighting system. It's old, it's generic. Assassin's Creed Odyssey, people love it. I hate Assassin's Creed. Assassin's Creed has never been a game I liked. Look, I don't find the combat interesting. I don't find it fun. Like, if I'm gonna play an RPG, like Mass Effect is the best RPG. That and Skyrim. That and the Elder Scrolls series. And even then, Elder Scrolls Online never got me. I enjoy Skyrim. Skyrim's fun. Skyrim and the Mass Effect trilogy, and the Mass Effect series. It's no longer a trilogy. Amazing. The two best RPGs out there. There's probably more that if I think about it, but those are my two. Those are two of the best RPGs of all time. Arkham, like Batman the Arkham Knight, I would like to play, cause Batman's cooler than Spider-Man. Come on, he is, and that game's beautiful. Spider-Man to me, it's a hit and a miss for me there, but so really it's the fighting games this year that have really resonated with me. Dragon Ball FighterZ, Soul Calibur, those are the games I've been liking this year. My Hero Wants Justice, I want to get that because I'm watching My Hero Academia, and that's a great show, great anime. I highly advise it. Um, what other major games come out? Black Ops 4, not gonna get it. Sorry. Like, I haven't bought a Call of Duty since Advanced Warfare. And even then, I didn't play that much. I regret getting that game. Didn't enjoy it. It lost me after Black Ops. It lost me after Ghost. I actually really enjoyed Ghost. The gameplay for that was fun as shit. But I haven't bought a Call of Duty since. I have Modern Warfare Remastered. I got to level 30 and I dropped that game. Um, didn't like. Well, like modern. I'm not gonna count Modern Warfare Remastered because it's the same game. Same game as Modern Warfare. It's the same. So I'm gonna say I haven't bought a Call of Duty since a new Call of Duty since Black Ops. Since Ghosts. Black Ops 4 might be revolutionary. Don't like it. Personally, don't like it. Not gonna get it. Next year's games are gonna be insane though. Doom Eternal. Holy shit, I want that game. That's gonna be sick. Anthem. Fucking, you will never see an RPG like it. From the gameplay, fucking, the gunplay looks amazing. It's so cool. And people saying it's just a reskin Destiny. No, it's fucking not. There are no such thing as loading screens except for cutscenes and moving into a house. Oh yeah, Monster Hunter World. I love that game this year. That game is insane. Love it. Like, that's insane. Anthem's gonna be insane. The game that Hideo Kojima is going to release, insane. Fallout 76. Oh yeah, I bought Fallout 4 this year. Great choice. I really enjoyed that game. I played with it was through the Brotherhood of Steel campaign. Love it. Amazing. Like, that's gonna Anthem, Doom Eternal, Fallout 76. More like A Sea of Sorrow. That's gonna be insane. Division 2, fucking yes. That's gonna be sick. Like the Division 1, I didn't play it, missed the mark for me quite a bit. But Division 2 looks really good. So yeah, that's Soul Calibur 6 right now. That's the #1 game on my bucket list currently. On Santa's list. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for joining me for this first episode of Thought Talk, of the Thought Talk podcast. Stay tuned next week, month, maybe even a fortnight. I'm not sure. I'm gonna have to decide on that. Maybe a fortnight seems pretty short, but next month. Um, Join me next month for the next episode. Thank you so much for listening. If you've listened to the end of this, uh, episode 0 complete, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for listening to the first official episode of the Thought Talk podcast. My name is MintSpice 12, Minty, Minté, Frazier Vinay, Fraser Vine, whatever you'd like to call me. Have a good one. Peace.